by Jupiter's mighty thunder. Welcome back. If you want to decode your chart fast, today is your day. We are taking our delineation to the next level by adding the houses. You will see exactly how a planet in a house shows up in real life. Career moves, money flow, relationships, health, all of it. We already nailed planets and signs. Now we plug that into the house system with my keyword method so you can read any chart with speed and confidence. It is simple, it is repeatable, and it works. Stick with me till the end because I will walk you through real planet in-house examples so you can watch the method click into place in minutes. Ready to level up? Let's begin. By Jupiter's mighty thunder. Welcome to episode 24 of Learning Traditional Astrology. I am Arlo, and the crew is in the house. Ella, Clara, Katrina, and our ever-steady AI, Cherry. Good to see you all.
Happy to be here, Arlo. Last time we mapped the houses. Today I want to see how planets actually behave inside them. How do we blend it all and read fast?
That is the mission. Just like we decoded planets and signs, we can decode planets and houses. Same clean process, same clarity.
So the keyword approach carries over?
Exactly, Clara. We take the planet's nature and significations, then pair those with the topics of the house it occupies. Planet keywords plus house keywords. For finesse, we also note the sign the planet is in. Think of it as planet and sign in-house, stacked in that order.
I learn best by seeing it.
Perfect. We go straight to examples. I will show you how to pick the right keywords fast and turn them into crisp sentences you can use in a reading. Cherry, keep the slide deck ready. Team, pens up. Let us dive in. By Mercury's swift wings, let's put this method to work. Katrina, name a planet for us.
Mercury.
Excellent choice. Now Ella, pick a house.
The 9th house.
Perfect. Now we start simple. Using the keyword approach, combine Mercury's nature with the topics of the 9th house. What do we get?
A tour guide?
Beautiful, Clara. Mercury signifies speech, writing, and learning. The 9th house signifies travel and philosophy. So a Mercury in the 9th type could be someone who writes about travel or shares wisdom through words.
I'd say an astrologer.
Brilliant. Astrology belongs to the 9th house. Mercury there makes a logical mind that studies the heavens. Definitely an astrologer.
Or maybe a spokesperson who travels internationally.
Excellent. That's Mercury the communicator traveling under 9th house themes.
What about a philosophy book?
Perfect, Clara. A text of higher knowledge, pure Mercury in the 9th symbolism. You are all getting it. Now, let's add another layer. Clara, pick a sign for Mercury.
Taurus.
Wonderful. So, Mercury and Taurus in the 9th house. Combine Mercury's intellect with Taurus's steady and artistic nature, and blend it with 9th house themes. Ella, you first.
Mercury and Taurus in the 9th. I'd say a poet of philosophy or religion. Someone who uses beauty and rhythm to express big ideas.
Beautifully said, Ella. Taurus brings art and grace to Mercury's words. So yes, a poetic philosopher or religious writer fits perfectly.
I'll go with a methodical astrology book or maybe an illustrated travel guide. Something detailed but also pleasing to the senses.
Excellent. Taurus gives structure and patience, so the work would be practical, steady, and beautiful.
I'd say a young traveling musician, someone who spreads beauty and meaning through music.
Splendid. You are all on fire today. See how easily this method works? Combine the planet's nature, the sign's flavor, and the house's topics, and you get crystal clear meanings.
This is so much fun, Arlo. Can we do one more example?
By Jupiter's mighty thunder, of course we can. Let's keep this momentum going. Cherry, get ready with the next slide.
All right, time for another round. Let's explore a fresh example of how planets behave in houses.
By Saturn's stern gaze. Yes, Ella, your pick this time?
Saturn in the 6th house.
A classic. Katrina, start us off. Combine Saturn's nature with the topics of the 6th house. What do you get?
Chronic illness.
Straight to the point. Explain your reasoning.
Saturn brings endurance, heaviness, and long-term struggles. The 6th house rules illness and labor. Put them together, and you get a health issue that lasts a long time. Chronic illness.
Excellent, Katrina. Textbook delineation. Clara, your turn.
The 6th house is the 3rd from the 4th, which means it can represent the father's siblings, so Saturn in the 6th might indicate a strict or serious uncle.
Beautiful reasoning, Clara. That's the structural thinking I like to see. Ella, what about you?
I'd take the 6th house as the house of work and service. Saturn there could show a demanding job or a heavy workload, something repetitive, disciplined, or physically draining.
Perfect. Hard labor, tedious effort, long service, pure Saturn flavor. Now, let's spice it up with a sign. Ella, choose one.
Gemini.
Saturn in Gemini in the 6th house. Let's see where this leads. Katrina, what happens to your chronic illness example now?
Gemini rules the shoulders, arms, and hands. So, chronic shoulder pain or carpal tunnel syndrome.
Brilliant. Specific and spot on. Clara, what about your strict uncle?
Gemini adds intellect and study. I'd say a scientist uncle, disciplined, analytical, maybe even a bit cold in conversation.
Wonderful. Saturn plus Gemini turns into serious intellect, perfect for a scientific mind. Ella, your turn. How does your difficult job evolve?
Saturn in Gemini could point to someone in data analysis, technical testing, or labor law, something methodical and rule-based.
Excellent delineation, team. You're getting the hang of this fast. Now it's time to apply what we've learned to real charts. We'll look at 4 examples: Charles Dickens, Petrarch, Copernicus, and Bal Gangadhar Tilak. If you need a refresher on their lives or charts, check out episode 16 on our channel.
Sounds great, Arlo. Who are we starting with?
Let's begin with Jupiter in Gemini in the 10th house from the birth chart of Charles Dickens. Cherry, bring up the chart. By Jupiter's mighty thunder, here we go. Charles Dickens, Jupiter in Gemini in the 10th house. One of the best placements you could ask for.
I'm curious, Arlo. How did that show up in his life?
Step by step, Ella, let's decode it using our keyword method. Clara, start us off. What does Jupiter symbolize?
Jupiter represents prosperity, wisdom, opportunity, and success in one's pursuits.
Exactly. Jupiter is the greater benefic, the bringer of growth and abundance. Now, Katrina, tell us about Gemini.
Gemini rules communication, reading, writing, and versatility of thought.
Well said. And now, Ella, give us the 10th house topics.
The 10th house represents career, status, and public reputation.
Excellent. So if we blend Jupiter's success and expansion, Gemini's communication and writing, and the 10th house's career and status, what do we get?
A professional writer, or someone who gains fame through communication.
Perfect. And the 10th house, remember, carries the best grade, A+. So Jupiter in the 10th in Gemini practically shouts brilliant career through words.
That fits Dickens completely. He made his living as a writer and achieved international fame.
Indeed, Jupiter made him a literary giant. His work was immense. 15 novels, 5 novellas, and hundreds of essays and short stories. Jupiter's abundance shines through every word.
That's inspiring. His productivity alone shows Jupiter's gift for expansion.
Look at this picture. It features characters from Dickens' novels. Cherry, walk us through what we're seeing.
The illustration shows Mr. Pickwick and his witty valet Sam Weller on the right. Around them are familiar faces from Dickens' books. Scrooge and Tiny Tim from A Christmas Carol, Little Nell from The Old Curiosity Shop, and Fagin and the Artful Dodger from Oliver Twist.
Jupiter in Gemini really does overflow with imagination. It's a whole world of characters.
I love how the astrology fits so precisely. Words that create worlds.
Beautiful example, Arlo. Jupiter in Gemini in the 10th house is a perfect picture of a storyteller's success.
Well said, team. Now, let's move on to our next chart. Venus in Gemini in the 11th house of Petrarch. Get ready to see how beauty meets intellect. By Venus's celestial charm, let's move on to our next example. Venus in Gemini in the 11th house from the birth chart of Petrarch.
Ah, Petrarch. In our earlier lesson, we said Venus in Gemini shows charm, wit, and a lively, intelligent way of connecting with others.
Exactly, Ella. Venus in Gemini is social and curious, a lover of conversation and connection. Now, Katrina, remind us what the 11th house represents.
The 11th house signifies friendships, groups, alliances, and patrons.
Well said. The 11th is the house of good fortune, a favorable house with grade A in our favorability scale. So, when Venus lands there, it brings warmth, harmony, and joy through friendships and shared ideals.
That fits Petrarch perfectly. He had many close friends and correspondents, people he exchanged letters and ideas with constantly.
Beautiful observation. Any friend in particular who stands out?
Giovanni Boccaccio comes to mind. Cherry, tell us more about him.
Giovanni Boccaccio was a writer and poet, known alongside Petrarch as one of the founders of Renaissance humanism. They were close friends who met frequently, exchanged books, and worked together to revive classical literature. Boccaccio even introduced Petrarch to a circle of admirers in Florence, essentially, a Petrarch fan club.
A fan club? That's classic Venus and Gemini in the 11th house. Friendship, admiration, and intellectual collaboration all rolled into one.
So Venus in Gemini made him not just beloved, but also deeply connected within a community of thinkers.
Precisely, Clara. His charm and intellect drew people to him, and that network shaped an entire cultural movement.
I love how these examples make the symbolism come alive. So, who's up next?
We now move to another great mind. Saturn in Gemini in the 10th house from the birth chart of Copernicus. By Saturn's stern gaze, here we have Nicolaus Copernicus with Saturn in Gemini in the 10th house, a placement as weighty as his discoveries.
We just discussed Saturn in Gemini earlier. Saturn is the greater malefic, the planet of struggle, endurance, and delayed rewards. It brings success, but only after immense effort.
Exactly, Ella. And remember, Gemini rules communication, study, and writing, all about exchanging ideas and knowledge.
The 10th house, of course, is the house of career, rank, and reputation, a favorable A+ house in our grading system.
So Saturn in the 10th house would bring challenges in career, maybe even public resistance.
Right on target, Katrina. For Copernicus, Saturn in Gemini in the 10th house manifested as enormous difficulty in publishing his life's work on the revolutions of the heavenly spheres.
I remember reading that he came up with his heliocentric idea quite early, didn't he?
Yes, he developed the main ideas by 1514, but he waited another 29 years before publishing them. That's pure Saturn. Slow, cautious, and burdened by responsibility.
Why such a long delay?
Several reasons. Copernicus wasn't just an astronomer, he was also a canon, an administrator, an economist, a physician, and even led troops in defense. But more than that, he feared ridicule. His model challenged centuries of belief.
Ridicule? From the church, I assume?
Exactly. In those days, saying the earth revolved around the sun was dangerous. Cherry, give us Martin Luther's reaction when he heard about Copernicus' theory.
Certainly. Luther said, "People gave ear to an upstart astrologer who strove to show that the earth revolves, not the heavens. This fool wishes to reverse the entire science of astronomy, but sacred scripture tells us that Joshua commanded the sun to stand still, not the earth."
That's harsh. So Saturn really showed its restrictive hand here.
Precisely. His book was barely read after publication. It was dense, mathematical, and inaccessible to most readers. Only 400 copies were printed, and even then, it failed to sell out. In 1616, De Revolutionibus was placed on the Index of Forbidden Books by the Church.
Incredible. The astrology fits so perfectly. Reading his life through his chart really makes it come alive.
Yes, biography and astrology walk hand in hand. Now, compare this placement with Dickens' chart, Jupiter in Gemini in the 10th house.
I see it. Both had Gemini in the 10th, but Saturn versus Jupiter changes everything. Saturn brings struggle, rejection, and technical complexity, while Jupiter brings ease, popularity, and success through storytelling.
Beautifully said, Clara. That's how contrasting planetary natures transform the same house placement.
I love how these examples reveal astrology in real life. What's next?
Our final example, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, with Mercury and Cancer in the 12th house. Let's see what secrets that one holds. By Mercury's swift wings, our final example today is Bal Gangadhar Tilak's Mercury in Cancer in the 12th house, a placement that speaks of hidden struggles and courageous intellect.
The 12th house. That's one of the difficult ones, right? It deals with isolation, imprisonment, and secrets?
Exactly, Ella. The 12th house has a favorability grade of D, the lowest grade in our scheme. It represents confinement, suffering, and hidden enemies, but also deep insight in acts done away from the public eye.
So, how did this play out in Tilak's life? I don't know much about his story.
Good question, Clara. Tilak was a major figure in India's independence movement under British rule. Katrina, you've read about his life too. Why don't you take this one?
Sure. Tilak was not only a political leader but also a writer and educator, classic Mercury themes. In his 20s, he founded 2 newspapers, Kesari in Marathi and the Maharatha in English, to spread awareness about political injustice under British rule.
So that's Mercury, writing and communication put to powerful use.
Exactly. Around that time, there was a young prince, Shivaji VI of Kolhapur, who was declared insane by the British authorities. Tilak's newspapers argued that the prince was perfectly sane and was being mistreated as part of a political plot.
That sounds dangerous to report on under British rule.
Yes, it was. Tilak and his friend Agarkar were sued for defamation and sentenced to 4 months in prison. The prince, sadly, died soon after under mysterious circumstances.
That's tragic. So Mercury in the 12th house literally showed up as imprisonment?
Exactly, Ella. Mercury represents communication, speech, and intellect. In Cancer, it becomes emotionally expressive and patriotic. In the 12th house, the house of confinement, it manifested as Tilak's imprisonment for his writing and his compassion for the oppressed.
And Mercury also symbolized the young prince, another person suffering in confinement.
Beautifully said, Clara. A planet in a house can represent not only the native but also others connected to that life area. Tilak's Mercury in Cancer in the 12th house reflected both his voice for justice and the hidden pain surrounding his cause.
It's fascinating how astrology reveals that depth, the outer story and the inner meaning.
Indeed, Katrina. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. We've seen how planets and houses tell vivid, real-life stories when interpreted with the keyword approach.
This lesson really shows how astrology mirrors life. Clear, precise, and human.
Keep questioning, keep refining, and always keep your eyes on the skies. True astrology lives through real examples like these.
And if you're still learning to use the keyword approach, make sure to check out our episode on planets and signs. That's episode 22.
Until next time, fellow seekers.
Bye.
Transmission complete. See you in the next orbit of learning.